Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marty's Toy Box. For today's video, top 10 AEW figures of 2021. And I did not put any of the ringside exclusives on this or the chases, as chases are really hard to find. And the exclusives, if I did that, it would take up the whole video. All the exclusives are really good. So I went with just the normal base unrivaled / unmatched lines. Like special, you can order them, you can find them in stores and stuff like that. Exclusives, I didn't do those because once again, it will just take up the entire list. But coming in at number 10, Luchasaurus. His first AEW figure came out in Series 5, 41st figure ever produced by AEW. And it looks amazing. Although I do prefer the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus ringside exclusive 2-pack. The normal unrivaled figure also works as well. So on his head scan here, you have the mask with like the horn on the top, which was kind of covered by the black border right here. You got the green like fingertips on it, the attire as well as kilt right there. Overall, amazing figure. The tattoos are really good, and it's not the hardest thing to make a figure out of someone who wears a mask. But sometimes they mess it up. And with Luchasaurus, they didn't mess it up whatsoever. And this is just a flawless figure in my opinion. They even got his tongue being green as well, being stuck out. I usually hate figures with their mouths open, tongues out or whatever. But with Luchasaurus, it just works. And Luchasaurus that's why he is on this list. Next up, we do have Orange Cassidy from AEW Unrivaled 3. First of all, Orange Cassidy, I still don't get why fans love his gimmick so much. I mean, it's funny, I understand it, but if like WWE were to do this or some other company, they would get booed at for this and be hated. But Orange Cassidy and AEW fans just love it. You know, I like it as well. I gotta say, I'm a fan of Orange Cassidy, but I just don't get the entire gimmick, if that makes sense. But the reason why this is on the list is A, great head scan. They got the sunglasses. They got the Orange Cassidy, like, sort of wanted t-shirt. His jeans, his jean jacket. But the reason why this is on the list is because Jazzwares did something that, honestly, I don't think any other wrestling figure producing company has done. And that is Orange Cassidy's hands can literally go in his jeans. They're soft good jeans, granted. But his hands can literally slide in. As you see right here, his hands sort of sliding in, the fingertips are poking in, and I have this figure, and it definitely goes in. And I don't think we've ever seen it before. I may be wrong, but I know, like, in my understanding of wrestling figures and what I've kept up with, I've never seen a figure like this. And it's so unique, and it looks it's very well done. Next up is Unmatched Series 1 Miro, the Redeemer. And Miro comes with a AEW microphone. They really put this one in production fast. So he didn't always have the blonde hair. He got that sort of more recently, I guess. And they really went out of their way to produce this quickly. I figured we would get a black hair Miro or something like that. But no, we got the blonde one. Miro on his tights with Hitman. They're the camouflage. And once again, one of the reasons why I like this figure is I hate figures with their mouth opens, their tongues out and stuff. But for Luchasaurus and also for Miro, it just works. And it looks so well. Head scan's really good. Beard's good. Hair color's right. Everything about this figure is really good. Besides one tiny, hardly noticeable thing that kind of not obsessive, but just makes me angry, I guess you could say. The skin tone. If you look right here very closely, this one is a lot more lighter than it is down here on his arms. And it's like they produce all the other parts, his arms and everything, but then when they got to the chest, they kind of messed up on the skin tone. It's hardly noticeable, but it's kind of noticeable. If you look very close, you can tell the difference of color and everything. And yeah, but overall, Unmatched Series 1, Miro's first figure produced by Jazzwares, they knocked it out of the park. They have done for basically all the AEW figures. Granted, SCU. Well, SCU is kind of good, but a couple figures just are horrendous. Like Pac, for example. Next up on the list, we do have none other than Darby Allen from AEW Unrivaled 3. He was a chase version of this. He has an unmatched figure as well with the TNT title. But I wanted to go with this one. So first of all, he comes with a skateboard. Everyone's got to love that. It's got Darby Allen on it. It rolls. It's the normal skateboard that you can get at toy stores and stuff like that. Head scan, nailed it. Looks fantastic. He's got the chain around his neck, the tattoos, his tights, and his jacket. And it all just blends so well together to make a amazing Darby Allen figure. And his unmatched one was good as well, but I've wanted to put this one on the list instead of that one. Next up, we do have Hangman Adam Page from Series 5. The current AEW World Champion. Anyways, there's a bunch of tiny details that goes into this figure that makes it so good in my opinion. First of all, you've got his classic cowboy belt right here, and the belt even has detailing on it. You don't really see that with figures from whether it be Jazzwares, Mattel, or anything like that. You sort of just like it's sort of just a straight piece of plastic, sort of wrapped around, or rubber, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. But for this Hangman figure, it's red, and then the belt buckle is gold. There's got detailing on the belt buckle, and the belt itself has detailing on it. And I don't think we probably have, but I haven't really noticed it. But I definitely noticed it on Hangman, and it's such a cool attention to detail. Right here, you've got literally a pitcher and a glass to represent him drinking and all of that. He's got a bandana on, his jacket and everything, and the head scan looks really good as well. One complaint that I do have, though, is the eyes are a tiny bit too blue, sort of too bright, kind of piercing, if that makes sense. But overall, Hangman Page, Unrivaled 5, everything about it just goes so well together, and the tiny attentions to details. Next up, we do have Series 7, the latest AEW Unrivaled series to hit the shelves, Lance Archer. And this honestly isn't like the greatest figure, but I gotta say, I am a big fan of Lance Archer. He's got his tongue sticking out, or his mouth open. The red hair's going down. It's a little bit too bright, but they nailed his attire, his tights, and everything. And I'm a big fan of him. It was a sort of a biased opinion why he's so far on this list, because I really enjoy watching Lance Archer wrestle, especially his Jon Moxley match in New Japan. Amazing. If you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and go back and watch it. Lance Archer, AEW Unrivaled 7. We are getting into the final four now. Number 4 is none other than Tay Conti from AEW Unmatched 2. If you saw the video go on Monday, I do have this figure. You can get a closer look on it as well in that video from Unmatched Series 2. But this was definitely had to go on the list. 2 head scans. Both head scans are nailed. One's her first like grinning. One's her first sort of in a mildly angry face. She's got, what are these called? Fishnets? Something like that on there. Sort of her greenish, almost neonish attire that really pops, especially with the blue. And Tay Conti definitely deserved a figure. I'm glad she finally got one, and they knocked it out of the park. Final 3. Number 3 on this list is, honestly, it was hard for top 3. I knew who my number 1 was out from the gate. Number 2 and 3 I had to sort of decide between. But number 3 is the one, the only, Cody Rhodes, arguably one of the most hated wrestlers in AEW right now for some reason. He won the TNT title. He gets booed every week. Everyone hates him. They attack him for no reason. I don't get it. But this figure is amazing. So, first of all, Cody had a figure in AEW Unrivaled 1. Skin tone, terrible. And maybe that's why I like this figure so much. Is comparing this to Series 1, it's such a large upgrade. I mean, only, 3 series later, all this attention to detail they had, and they progressed it so well. He goes with 2 head scans. both of the main head scan is nailed. He's kind of smiling or whatever. But this other head scan right here sort of reminds me of the Unrivaled one. Skin tone's a little bit off. It looks like he's got 30 pounds of makeup on his face, but it's not the worst. And one of the other reasons why I love this figure so much is the attire. He's got a Thronebreaker t-shirt with a graphic on it of him breaking the throne shows with Triple H, yada yada yada. AEW does that all the time. And then also his tights. Black, green, silver on it as well. And overall, just looking at this figure, you can't tell me this is not a beautiful figure. Whether you hate or like Cody Rhodes, or Cody, I guess you could say, you can't hate this figure. Like, as a figure collecting perspective, it's amazing. And number 2, it was hard to place these, is also from Series 4. It is Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega also, was it Series 1 when he had... It was Series 1 when Kenny Omega had a figure as well. And that's also why it's so far up on the list. And honestly, in my collection of AEW, these two are some of my top favorites. Like, these might even beat some of the exclusives that, ringside exclusives for AEW. So first of all, attire. And once again, I love this attire when he used it. You've got the gold right here with his logo on it, the blue. It's a bunch of colors mixed together. You got the knee pads right there. His jacket as well. And the head scan, fantastic. Once again, it makes for an amazing figure. And overall, once again, whether you hate Kenny Omega or you love him, from a figure collecting perspective, it's an amazing figure. And these definitely needed to be top 2 and 3. So as I said, I knew who my top 1 was for the best AEW figures produced in 2021 for the Unrivaled Unmatched collection. And I'm sure a lot of you can guess it if you keep up with AEW figures, because it is the Icon, Sting. And this is Series 2, the latest figures to be produced by AEW. Once again, if you saw my unboxing, or not unboxing, if you saw my review of Unmatched 2 this past Monday, you can get a closer look at this figure. But everything about this, especially for me being a Mental Card collector, screams number 1 to me. So, first off, just take in the box. Unmatched, it has silver. Unrivaled, it has gold and black on the back or whatever. But this is sort of a reflective blue. Beautiful coloring on it, by the way. I just got to say that. The coloring, I'm a big blue guy. Blue is my favorite color, so that also kind of varies into this. So not a lot, but a tiny bit. At the end, you have Luminary's collection on the bottom of the box, Sting in blue, purple, and a sort of a reflective color as well around the box. If you have this in hand, you move the box around, you can see what I'm talking about. A gray background, but then his attire. Baseball bat, check. Insanely cool jacket, check. Extra pair of hands. Sting t-shirt, check. And the classic Sting face painting, also check. Everything about this is amazing. So the head scan, nailed it. You can't mess up a Sting head scan. If you do, you should get out of the business. You have no clue what you're doing. The jacket as well. This classic baseball bat. When you think of Sting, you think of a baseball bat. And then a Sting t-shirt as well. It is painted on. It's not soft goods, so that's kind of annoying. But I can look past that, especially for this figure. So let me know, do you agree with the list, or do you have your own opinions? What is your number 1 favorite AEW figure produced in 2021? Or your top 3 if you want to go that far. And anyways, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.